Yeah, all good. Time for a morning cuppa. Let's get the cuppa. It's always good to go for a few laps around the lake in the morning and gather my thoughts. And yeah, I was sort of walking around the lake this morning, processing a question I was asked: the difference in standard and level between professional and non-league football. I'll answer it to the best of my ability. Obviously, you got a hierarchy of tiers in professional football, and you've got obviously a hierarchy of tiers in non-league football, and each club is different individually. So obviously, take that in consideration. But I'll use a generalisation based on my own anecdotal experience, and it'd be great to hear your thoughts as well. So the game itself is the same. The game is fundamentally the same. The difference in standard between professional and non-league can be significant. The differences manifest in different aspects. It can be infrastructure, financial resources, play commitment, and that obviously filters into the skill level as well. Skills and quality of a player. Let's look at that first of all. The skills and quality of the player. So one of the most noticeable differences between non-league football and overall is the overall skill and quality of play. Professionals are typically elite athletes. They're the best of the best, especially as you go up to the Premier League, the Championship. They are the best of the best. They've dedicated their lives to mastering the game and continue to dedicate their life. They're professional, going every day. It's their job. They possess exceptional technical abilities, tactical awareness, physical fitness. In contrast to that, non-league players can be really talented, really talented, but they may not have that sort of refinement or consistency in their skills. Professional football is played obviously at a faster pace, mentally as well, with more precise passing, better ball control, and higher level decision making. In non-league football, the games can be more unpredictable as well, with a greater emphasis on physicality. So you've got the non-league. There's a greater emphasis on physicality, less intricate tactics, and these, I said before, they're sort of generalizations, exceptions to the rule. That said, non-league is often celebrated for its raw passion and the unpredictability, which can make it just as exciting to watch. The infrastructure, professional clubs obviously benefit from world-class infrastructure. They're professional. They've got, state-of-the-art training facilities, medical teams, all sorts of different teams, and obviously the stadiums too. The resources are designed to optimize player performance and recovery, ensuring they can compete at the highest level. Clubs in, for example, the Premier League have access to the most cutting-edge technology for performance analysis and injury prevention. So that's a big thing. So non-league clubs, obviously they operate on a much smaller budget generally and lack the infrastructure. So training facilities can be more basic. Sometimes you can be scratching around in non-league looking for facilities. Support, like medical support, it might consist of just a part-time physio. The stadiums obviously can be really rich in character, but generally small and less equipped, to the huge arenas of the professional game. The financial resources, I'd say there's a big disparity, obviously, between professional and non-league, is the most significant difference. The most significant difference is professional clubs, especially those in the top tiers, generate millions, if not billions of pounds through broadcasting rights, sponsorship, ticket sales, you name it. The financial muscle obviously allows them to attract world-class talent, invest in youth development, and maintain the operational standards. So non-league clubs, on the other hand, they rely heavily on local sponsorship, ticket sales, community support. Many operate on shoestring budgets, and players often have jobs to supplement their income. So they'll have a job, full-time job. So the football generally will be maybe a supplemental income, if not expenses. The financial gap obviously affects players' wages, but also the club's ability to invest in facilities, staff, and youth development programs. So you've also got a lot of volunteers as well in non-league. Professional players commit to entire lives to the game, to the sport. That involves, revolves around training, matches, maintaining peak physical condition. The demands of professional football extend beyond the pitch, with players often subject to intense media scrutiny and public expectations. In non-league, The players typically balance their football commitments with other careers, and level of fitness isn't going to be the same because they're only training maybe once or twice at the club. They might do their own training, to be fair, as well, but it's not as extreme as in the professional game. However, you could argue non-league players often exhibit immense love for the game, dedicating their free time to playing despite lacking the financial incentive. The community and fan engagement. Professional football enjoys, obviously, global attention, boasting millions of fans worldwide. The atmosphere at professional matches, especially in the top leagues, is electric, with large crowds, elaborate matchday experiences. Non-league football might lack the global fanfare, but it's deeply rooted in local communities. Matches are often more intimate and family-friendly atmosphere, and fans forming close connections to players, club and staff. So this can be community driven. The nature of non-league fosters a unique sense of belonging and pride. So bridging the gap, it's worth noting that the gap between professional and non-league is not insurmountable. Many non-league players and clubs have made the leap to professional levels. We've seen that before, showcasing the potential and talent present in grassroots. Similarly, the FA Cup and other competitions offer opportunities for non-league teams to test themselves against the professional opposition. And sometimes you've seen these memorable, giant beating moments where they've beaten huge teams. The standard non-league, look, I suppose quite often it's seen as a step down from professional game, still showcases high level of skill, commitment, passion. Players in non-league often possess considerable talent, but may lack the consistency or the physical attributes. And that sort of training, every day required to thrive at professional level. The gap between non-league professional, you could argue, is probably narrowed over recent years to a certain extent. Maybe you don't have the same level of players dropping down from professional to non-league, but you could also argue that non-leagues, been creative and found ways to sort of train and make sure the club runs really well and bridge that gap to a degree. They've got professional structures, advanced training methods, improved facilities. Non-league matches are also characterised by the physicality, unpredictability, often different but equally exciting for fans. While technical ability and financial resources don't match professional tiers, non-league football remains a vital part of football pyramid, often serving sometimes also as a breeding ground for future professional stars as well.